Hello and welcome everyone. I won't put on the delay right now because they both agreed to not have a delay, so then it's fine and you guys can watch it without any delay, so of course that's more fun for you as well, I think. I will now stream another tourney match then. That was some match that just came up here because actually I thought they would play later. But that doesn't matter, I'm still here so I can stream it, and the match is gonna be another match of the round of 16 of course, today being the last day of the PK tournament round of 16. So welcome everyone, and my name is Venividivici, main caster for this tournament, and we have here Calvis in blue playing Ottomans versus LordImperialist in red here playing the Dutch civilization. We haven't seen that much Dutch yet. Of course, Dutch is not considered as the best civilization, as the top, let's say top 6 civilizations here. So we don't see that much Dutch. LordImperialist, however, is mainly a classic player, I believe. So he is of course very familiar with Spain, Ottomans, and Dutch. And since these are better civilizations there, of course it's going to be an interesting matchup because Ottomans do have the advantage, I believe, but it's not an easy matchup for them either if the Dutch guy plays well and micros well. You see that Ottoman, of course, is trying to go for a second training post. It's going to be really, really close. I think he's going to miss it. They have to make a few turns there, and it is gonna... Yeah, he should miss it. That's very unfortunate for him. He will... Yeah, yeah. The problem was that the trading post was actually a little bit... You see how close it is to LordImperialist compared to distance to Calvis. So he went for this second trading post here, but he didn't get the first XP, and that means that he has to wait a full round for this trading card to be here and then to come all the way to here again. Of course, if he would take the top trading post, he would have get his XP by now when this trading card arrives there. But he wanted to go for the middle trading post, just maybe because he wants to take the top one later on. And usually you also try to go for the middle because you can then get your XP faster if you get it, of course. Anyway, he is taking 140 foods, that kind of makes up for the XP loss there. And we see that LordImperialist is going to take the 80 wood in the base of Calvis. It's actually very interesting because he should see this with the house line of sight, I believe. And there he's going to use his villager to try to steal treasure from LordImperialist there. He's now attacking the hero just a little bit, but he should be careful not wasting the animation time. And there we have it. Yes, I think Calvis has it. Whoa, LordImperialist got it. Okay, looks like Calvis was fast. Anyway, LordImperialist got the 80 wood there, and we see both people are still scouting the map a little bit more. Dutch guy, of course, has an additional scout here, the envoy. So LordImperialist, to get here, he beat Nature Phoenix in the last round. He also beat Gone Dead in the round of 32. Calvis beat... so many matches played, I forgot who plays who. Anyway, I'll bring up the bracket later on. But Calvis, I believe he had a little bit of an easier road to get here compared to LordImperialist. Both, of course, very good players. I expect it to be actually a very close matchup. I don't consider one of them to be like the top 5 of this tournament. However, they are both just very good. Of course, they are in the round of 16, and I think they are pretty even matched as well. We have to see how much of this Iro and Otto-qua stuff is going to be brought up here in this game. But so far, LordImperialist starting with Dutch and Calvis starting with Ottomans. We can have a few things here. Ottomans go for a colonial agenda. That is an option. But they have to be very careful. Of course, a Janissary rush doesn't make sense because then the Dutch guy can just go for Iraqs and skirmishers. You can go for something like Abbas guns and hussars and maybe mix in a few Janissaries. Or you can just go for a fast fortress, which is something the Dutch is also likely to do. We have to see how it plays out. There are a few strategies possible. Though the preferred one is probably a fortress age, and then coming up with cannons. But we have to see what they're gonna go for. Dutch, of course, now gathering wood to get his bank up, and you see that he brought in this hunt there, and now he's gonna bring in the other one as well. And Calvis so far brought in one hunt, but he didn't bring in the second hunt yet. Of course, Ottoman needs a little bit less food early on. He ages with the 400 wood, so it can still be either way a fast fortress or more colonial age stuff. He ages up for a Dutch guy, of course, but Dutch ages pretty fast as well, so we'll see him aging up anytime soon. Regarding mines, we see it is pretty equal there for LordImperialist mines a little bit better in the back, but a little bit further as well. Actually, just equal enough. There the bank goes up, and Calvis also rescued a native scout there. Of course, very nice addition to your units. We see that Lord Imperialist is scouting very well here. He just wants to confirm what is the next shipment. Is he gonna send 700 coins, so then he's gonna age up, and there he sees it. Then he knows that he's dealing with a fast fortress for the Ottoman guy. And otherwise, for example, it would be 700 wood, and it would be likely Abusgan Janissary, or maybe 700 foot with some kind of Janissary rush. So very important to scout there. He's doing a good job there. And there he aged up himself. A little bit late actually. Did he go for one more villager? Yeah, he went for 16 villagers instead of 15. So that's why he aged up a little bit later there. Usually Dutch guys go for 15. This villager being a little bit idle here. I'm not sure why the hero is just keep scouting here, but he knows exactly what he... Well, he kind of knows what he needs to know. I think he just wants to confirm that there's still only a few villagers on gold there. And the rest on food. Scout being posted in stealth mode here to just see anything coming. And the Dutch guy is just gonna add another bank. Of course, he knows he is not dealing with any kind of rush or pressure early on. So he has some more time to go for more economy. And he's probably gonna go for a 3-bank fortress, I assume. There you have 700 wood, so it's probably gonna be the 3rd bank, and then also a stable being built to, of course, deal later with what the Ottomans is gonna bring up. And there you have the Rex in transition to the fortress age. So the Ottomans is likely age up with 4 hussars, I would say. Maybe 4 Abusguns. Also an option. The fast fortress is not really the best option here in this case, I think, because you don't really need to be that fast. It's better to have some additional units out when you want to pressure on the Dutch guy. 700 wood, of course. I say of course. Is that a 700 wood? Yes. No, this is the 700 wood from LordImperialist. So no 700 wood yet. I'm curious to see if he's gonna save his shipment. Usually we have the 700 wood already by now. He's trying to reherd his hunt back into his base, as you see over there, since it ran away a little bit. LordImperialist has very nice hunts here. 3 banks now, the house coming up. No stables or something like or Rex yet. Some janissary being made, and there you have 700 wood. He is moving out with his hero. That means that he's not going for a second trading post. Actually, I think a second trading post is very nice. You don't even have to upgrade it, but you get double the XP amount from the trading route, so you get more XP and more shipments. So I really like it, but he maybe wants to go for more population, and that means that you have 200 wood additional invested in your houses. Maybe something else. We have to see what he will do by that. Lord Imperial is now going to seize his trading post, and he's even going to add a 4th bank of the 700 wood rather than a stable. Calvis there reached the fortress age with the hussars that will go in for a raid now. And Lord Imperialist either has to build a market and buy 200 wood for his stable, or he will just gather the wood and in the transition to the 3rd age and then get his stable up. I have to see. I think it's a little bit risky in my opinion to go for 4 banks like this, especially if Calvis is going in for a raid now, as he is going to. There you have the stable. So did I do something wrong in the calculation, or did he have a treasure? Lord Imperialist did have an 80 wood treasure, so gathering a little bit of wood, and he would be able to only 1 house, and of course, second house there, this is his initial house. So only 1 house in the stable, that would then be normal. But then he has a problem, now he has no population, or not enough to make enough units, so he still needs to gather wood still. That's why I sometimes like to just make them, because all the time that you're, for example, hiding in your town center, as this is now the case, you will be able to gather your coin from the banks, and if you then have a market, you can just buy 1 or 2 times 100 wood, and then be able to make some more houses or whatever you need. And now he aged up, as you see, but he has not that much population available. Of course, he has 19 villagers and 30 population, so he can make 10 warriors, ship some, make some. He's trying to run with some villagers. The hussars would probably go for it. And there they go. And now you see that he already got off 1.5k XP, 1500 HP from a town center. And actually he shipped a janissary, so if he's just gonna siege this, I'm not sure why he's gonna run behind these villages. It's just a waste of time. I mean, the hussars will deal with it anyway. Just use your janissaries to siege this, or prevent anything like this from happening. Because as soon as his market comes up, he can buy and trade resources, and that is not something you wanna have your opponent doing, because then all these banks will be more efficient. Anyway, these Reuters seem to go for a raid, but they will be found and attacked by these janissaries, I believe. If he's paying attention, no, he's not, or he's barely running away on the other side. But now he got his market up and he can gather again. So. Not sure what Calvis was doing. Also, you don't need to go back with your whole army to deal with 3 Reuters. You can just send like 5 janissaries back, or even wait for the new janissaries to pop out, and just pressure with this army. I mean, you have this army all the time. Maybe he was scared of losing his cannons. That could be the case. Even so, 8 skirmisher shipment we have there now, and no Rex still is second stable. I think we've seen him doing this before, maybe it was Lord Raphael. Shipping the skirmishers and just pumping out a lot of Reuters. And there he's going to try to pick up a few Janissaries, but he has to be very careful. He will take at least one shot from the cannon there. There you see it. Right on time, good response by Calvis, putting in cannons in shooting mode immediately. And he has to be very careful now to not get picked off by Reuters there, as you see. If the Reuters are... Okay, barely not. He did it. I think he was trying to move the Reuters in melee mode to just get a full surround on the cannon and take it out from there. Actually, if he had used his ranged attack with the Reuters that he had, he might be able to get like 1/3 of the cannon HP off. So the Reuters are not able to deal with his army yet, so what will you do then? You will of course use your mobility to your advantage, and that means that you will raid here. I don't like the melee that much with all the Reuters, just put one or two in melee and let the rest shoot in ranged, because their attack in ranged is better. Anyway, he's now going to lose his town center for sure. He still has these skirmishers available and trying to pick off any units for SC2 like, which he also plays. He has some Reuters shipment on the way, I assume, and Minutemen, but this is going to be too late. Janissary siege attack is so strong. And there we have it, losing a town center and the villagers, and that is going to be, I would say, good game, because it's really hard to come back from this. But anyway, if he's going to be able to pick up the cannons from the back, then he still has a chance. Of course, trying to micro as best as possible. As you see, different Janissaries focus on different warders, not all at one. And he still manages to save both his cannons there, so that is... he will now, of course, be there. You see a house coming up. A very late house. I mean, why not just buy it? He must have like... I just don't get this. He must have like just 500 resources, not so much in fact, but of course invested a lot there. Oh, sorry, it's not a house, it's a tower, by the way, for shipments. But anyway, at this point it's just over, and good game there. Yeah, good play by Calvis. Don't like this from LordImperialist so much. I think going 4 banks is way too greedy versus Dutch. The problem is that you're too late, then you can't deal with this pressure. 3 banks is usually enough economy, but then you have your shipments out earlier, so you can delay the Ottomans a little bit on their way towards you. As he also was trying to do, by the way, with delaying the cannons, that they have to siege up here, and they almost had to siege up again here before reaching a town center. That's a good move of LordImperialist, but I feel 4 banks is a little bit too greedy here. As you see, all the resources gathered by LordImperialist, but not being able to put them really into use there. So there we have it, a first win by Calvis in this BO5, by the way, round of 16. I streamed a lot today, and I will stream a lot more, at least 1 or 2 matches, more matches coming up. So check out my YouTube later on for the videos that I streamed previously today. If you just tune in, I believe that you guys in America just woke up there, so youtube.com/Venividivici. There you will find every video of this tournament, including this one when it's finished. So second game, we have very fast ready up by both guys there. I'm not sure if they even saw their civilization change. Anyway, it is going to be on Saguenay, and we have China versus German. Interesting matchup, I like it a lot. I think it's pretty balanced, so this took long. So we have to see who will do the better job in microing and decision making there. And of course, playing on Saguenay, we have to see if the Chinese guy is starting with a house or with another building. And there we have the Chinese guy starting with a free house. The guys, look at this free house. So that means that that is an advantage for Calvis for sure. Because he's China and of course has an additional house, it means 1 additional villager, also of course more population when you go to the fortress age. Because what can you expect here? Maybe some kind of weird rush from the German, but I believe that both will go for a semi or fast fortress, because that is probably the best strategy for this matchup to be played. So LordImperialist is going to go for 150 coin there, very nice treasure, especially for German. Regarding map balance, we see 1 coin mine in the back, very nice, and the second one not too far, and the third one actually quite okay as well. 1 coin in the back, pretty okay, and the second and third are, yeah, I would say this is pretty equal. Regarding hunts, 1 there, so that is also pretty equal. The third one is a little bit closer for LordImperialist, but this is not so much of an issue. And there we have, of course, both of them scouting, and what we see here is not all Chinese players do this, but Calvis is splitting up both his hero and his disciple, so he can fastly scout the map faster, and thus find more ships, which is of course very important for China, because they can task all these ships on these houses, although in this case LordImperialist starts with the left stock pen as well. But anyway, you can scout the map faster, and you can still take small treasures with your hero. And you have to wait for your disciple to to join your hero for the big treasures. So Lord Imperialist took up 150 coin and now also 60 wood. Calvis is gonna find these 2 sheep, but he has to be very careful not to lose them to the line of sight of Lord Imperialist if he sends them the wrong way. And he's gonna exactly send them that way, and if Lord Imperialist then goes exactly like this to the left side, because that's where he has to scout still, he will find the 2 sheep. Of course, Calvis will notice that his sheep will now be found by Lord Imperialist, but the question will be if he can get them on time. What he now has to do is kind of estimate the path of the sheep running from this part to his hometown, and that's exactly what he did. That's why he came up with his disciple from here, and there he gets the sheep again, so good move there by Calvis. And there we have the hero attacking the hero of Lord Imperialist, and of course the disciple going to be used as well. Disciple will be mainly used, as you see here by Nice Micro, by blocking the hero, so that the hero of Calvis in the back can do the most damage. Good job there. Of course, if he would let the disciple just attack the hero, then the disciple would be in the way of his own hero as well. That's not the preferred choice. And by this nice micro that he's doing now, he will be able to take out the hero before it reaches the town center, and thus deny any scouting from Lord Imperialist. Of course, he got 2 nice treasures, but this part of the map is all unscouted by Lord Imperialist, and that's going to be... of course, he has 2 Udans available later on from a shipment in the second age, which you can use to scout as well. But that will, of course, take up some time, and that means that you will be coming in later for a raid. So, in all cases, always good to take down the hero if you can do so. 50 coin here, 30 coin not being picked up. You can, of course, use your villager there. And now we have 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 11 sheeps by Calvis, and 2 sheeps by Lord Imperialist. 11 sheeps that it will gonna be, and the plus the goat. And the goat, of course. He deleted it there just to get it close to his town center, so all villagers can immediately be tested on the goat. But 11 sheep, that's going to be 3,300 resources around 8-minute mark, so very nice there. That is going to be a huge economic boost. Lord Imperialist is going to bring in this hunt now. He, of course, already was working on this hunt before. And the market being built there for a little bit of an economy, probably going to do both hunting dogs and place some mines early on. And then I assume he would go for a fortress age. There we have Calvis taking up the treasure, the Cherokee Rifleman. And what's left, that is just nothing useful. This is still a nice one, 160 XP. For later on, perhaps the Coureur des Bois is an economic boost. Not that useful there, not that useful either, and the Nuka Clubman can be okay-ish. And of course this Coureur des Bois is nice as well. This one is just gonna scout a little bit, maybe to the hero so that he can't be revived by a villager. Not sure what he's gonna do there. Hunt keeps being herded, of course. Summer Palace coming up, pretty standard. And there he's going to go for this 160 XP, which of course by the splitting up the scouting with the hero and the disciple, he was able to scout up pretty much everything of the map. So he knew about it and now can go for it and take it very safely. But Imperialist edging up 400 wood, of course. This Cherokee Rifleman is just harassing this villager a little bit. Of course this Rifleman doesn't have any negative bonus, unlike for example Converted Guardians. And now he might be able to, I think he's going to put every villager in his town center, or no he's not. He just has 1 villager shooting at this. Of course he doesn't want to delay it too much. I mean, if you put all your villagers in your town center, you will take out this Cherokee Rifleman, but that means that you'll also delay your age up or resource gathering and just later Udens and stuff like that. Anyway, stable coming up. And he did not grab the 160 XP. Calvis, what are you doing? I think this must be a misclick. Sometimes there's a bug with the shift click. But he killed the Guardians and didn't pick up the 160 XP. And I think he didn't notice it yet, otherwise he would have turned around. So a little bit of a misstep there. Maybe he's gonna come for it later, we have to see about that. It would be really funny if Lord Imperialist would find this treasure and just picks it up. It's like 1/3 of a shipment in his 3rd age already. Anyway, 2 Udens now from the first shipment, which is gonna be the 3 settler wagons, I believe. There we go. And afterwards we have to see if it's going to be 700 wood and just gather the resources for the age up, or 700 coin and gather resources in wood for another house and stuff like that. 700 coin from the Chinese guy. Interesting to put it there because okay, the rifleman is going down by the Udens, but the Udens will be able to harass this. Of course he can pull the villager into his house there, but that means that there won't be any fire from it. They can only hide in houses. He's not losing a villager, so that's all going fine. He's using his hero now and his disciple to fight this off. Nice micro pulling low HP Ulan back. I don't really like the shipment here. Now he has to use Minutemen even. If he had shipped towards his town center, then he could have used some villagers in a town center to have some additional fire. And now, yeah, he's gonna lose his hero. No, he's gonna lose his hero, and he was blocking the hero with his own pikemen, in fact. And the Uhlans are still pretty much alive for most of them, so he will be able to get the coin in age up now, but not the best thing for him what happened there. 2 more Uhlans there, so that was another shipment. And what is that gonna be? Okay, he shipped 2 settler wagons. That is interesting. That means that he has to gather all the coin for the age up, which is kind of doable. But he also has to gather all the wood now to get this set up correctly. He is getting a trading post, so that's nice. But that means that he might ship 700 wood next, or he's just gonna use all his villagers to gather the house wood and the barracks wood, which he definitely needs later on. Wonder coming up there for China, and he has to hide again. 700 wood coming up for China as well. No villager was in this town, in this house, and this sheep, by the way, is decaying, so he really needs to get this there. And of course, LordImperialist is doing a good job just delaying him as much as possible, coming in with the Uhlans, and then pulling back at the last time and see just what you can kill off with the Uhlans by not taking too much damage. These villages, oh, he has to be very careful. Yeah, he's gonna save it. Just a little bit of a micro, pulling villages in and out of your town center, having 10 villages in maximum. Not more, because then you're better off gathering more with your villagers than having them in your town center. Ooh, these has to be very careful. He is gonna... No. Okay. All these houses, of course, town center, 3 houses, he's gonna hide everywhere. But there are a lot of low HP villages from him now, so he has to be really careful of not losing them by 1 or 2 Uhlan hits. And then we have finally the first army popping out, 7 minutes 50 in the game. And that is gonna be able to deal with the remaining Uhlans. That's why LordImperialist is just gonna pull back for now. And he also is able to gather from his ships. Same for Calvis soon. So LordImperialist is still not aging. I expect, yeah, he must be aging now. He mined out this whole coin mine already, by the way. So he has one there left. But of course, German is very coin heavy. Uhlans costing 100 gold and 50 food only. But he's gonna make some more Uhlans. It's more than I expected him to make at this point, actually. A consulate coming up, and a barracks coming up, and a market coming up. And of course he doesn't need to invest in a 3rd house so far, because he already got a house for free and just made 2 more houses, and already has now this is again 20 population, yeah, so it's 60, 70 population at this point. And there we have him age up there. Actually the Uhlans could charge in, because there's only a few anti-cavalry left. He already used the Minutemen, and you know there are only 10 arquebusiers out on the map so far because of the age up thing. So actually Uhlans could have done some damage there, I believe, if you made like 2 or 3 more. But yeah, of course he's also aging, at least I think so, because it takes some time. Maybe he's aging with the 6 skirmishers. And also putting 2 settler wagons on that mine over there just to spread out a little bit his gold gathering. In case he gets pressured here, he's still gathering something there, etc. So they're aging up with the 6 skirmishers, that's why it took so long. But no barracks up yet. Of course, he has a trading post where he can just rely on making Uhlans and shipments from his hometown with the 6 skirmishers as well. Shipping, of course, 7, 8 skirmishers makes up for a total of 21 skirmishers if you get to that point. That's actually quite a lot which you need at the start, and you only need the racks later on. However, of course, if China is gonna mix in cavalry, you really need more than just Uhlans and skirmishers. You need more. You need anti-cavalry as well. But he can still make that from his stable, of course. 5 war wagons would be enough, even 3 or 4 would be enough at this point. When there's just a few cavalry, around. Anyway, a little bit of Ulan scout here on the left side. He's building a house, and it's very good positioning because he's not positioned here. He's positioned where the LordImperialist can come in for a raid. He can immediately move to the left side here, but he can also move to the right side here. So he's not. He makes sure that he doesn't get caught out of position at that point. So, consulate to British, some musketeers out. It's all the standard Chinese players we've seen so far already. Uhlans being upgraded to veteran Uhlans. Not too much HP, but of course very high damage. And the Chinese guy, of course, has no trading post yet. He can't really afford it at the moment. And there we have the 8 skirmisher shipment coming up for the German guy. And I think he wants to just pressure a little bit here and try to see what he can get done. Of course, he has enough Ulan to block these few cavalry units at the moment. We see that he made 2 cavalry batches, so I would really like to have him either shipping Chengdos or cavalry from his home city, because then he can really engage into this. Of course, if you have cavalry and pikemen, you will be able to charge into this because you have both melee units, and then the Ulans kind of have to run from the pikemen while your cavalry deals with the skirmisher. That's why I would like LordImperialist to mix in some war wagons also. He's taking his sheeps now, of course. We're fully fed a minute ago. Another house coming up there. Some more map control. As you see, he probably has the maximum amount of houses already. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. He has 1 house left to make. 1 additional scout coming in from LordImperialist. Very nice just to see what kind of army Calvis has, where he is positioned and what he's doing on the map. Calvis just killed his strategy there, now able to get this bear cup out. Another melee unit, which can be nice, of course. And he shipped the arquebusiers. I actually don't like it that much. Of course, he doesn't have the best idea about the army of LordImperialist, but it's very standard for the German guy to go with skirmishers Ulan early on. So if you ship pikemans or cavalry, you are better off than ship so many skirmishers, because what are the skirmishers gonna do? This is actually all a result due to failed scouting. If he would have scouted better, he would have a better idea of what the German guy had on the map, and in that case you would never ship your skirmishers, because skirmishers don't counter any of these units, so it's not the best choice. He looks like, no, he should not engage this. I think this would be a good engagement for LordImperialist. So much cavalry which is able to block this. And of course his skirmishers will be targeted on the musketeers and pikemen first. And that is just going to be a total annihilation there for the Chinese guy. Some more cavalry coming in. Of course the anti-cavalry is dealing with the Ulans. Keep in mind that LordImperialist invested a lot in this as well. Some disciples being made now, that's a nice move there to really block the anti-cavalry.
User joined your channel.
And I believe that this is not the best skirmisher micro here, as you see that a few musketeers were left in melee mode here and a few Chengdos as well. And I felt that he lost a little bit too many of his Ulans. He could have definitely lost less, I felt, but he's still kind of able to clean this up in the end. And of course he has a lot of skirmishers alive as well. And new Ulans on the way, while there's no anti-cavalry for Calvis at this point. The hero is still working on the skirmishers, but he has to really pull back. And he will manage to save his arquebusiers there.
User left your channel.
Okay, now 8 Chengdo popping out, and then he's for sure fine to deal with this Ulans for now. And finally the rocket popping out as well. And new musketeers and anti-cavalry. So taking this all into account, I think that LordImperialist came out ahead a little bit by killing off this whole army. On the other hand, it looked like a pretty even trade still, because he lost so many Ulans, and Ulans are quite costly as well. But 9 Ulan shipment there. And now more cavalry being made from the Rex, but now he has of course more musketeers from the consulate, from the export, and also the Chengdo shipment. So this is something that LordImperialist definitely can micro versus, but he has to be very careful, because I think it would be better for him to raid a little bit here and left and right. Try to spread out the army of Calvis and then engage into this. Anyway, he is gonna go for it with all the Ulans that he has. I would really like to see the musketeer be put in melee mode and the rocket being aimed at the skirmishers, not at the Ulans. Why are these musketeers not in melee mode? At least the Chengdus are dealing quite good damage versus these musketeers. First these Ulans, yeah, there we go. And finally a rocket being aimed at the skirmishers. And now finally the musketeers in melee mode. If he would have done it from the start, he would have been better able to deal with it. And like I said, this is a little bit of a better trade for Calvis there. I'm not sure why LordImperialist engaged at this moment. On the other hand, keeping the army low and keeping the anti-cavalry low has an advantage for German for sure, because of the 3 Ulans you get in every shipment in the Third Age. 3 Ulans in fact. If you can keep this anti-cavalry count low, it's much easier to deal with than if this anti-cavalry count is going to get really high. So that might be the choice why you still want to trade off here. You see the scores are very similar, so it was still definitely a decent trade-off, not like a bad trade-off for him. A tower now being built there. Maybe he's going to use his ships afterwards to secure the water. He has the ships in deck. He of course also has 13 Jaegers, a very good card versus China also. And we see that both armies are kind of switching around on the wrong side of the pond, and that means that he will be able to kill off 4 villagers and the tower here. Chinese guy that is. He's now coming in, but it's a little bit late, and he has nothing to deal with this. Oh, there are the skirmishers. I would really like to see him, for example here, 4 Musketeers in Chengdu versus the Uhlans, pull these ones back, focus fire the skirmishers on it, so you will lose less HP of your Uhlans, and you will be better able to deal with it. But he is still able to deal with it nonetheless. Of course, he shipped probably the 8 Uhlans as well again, and he will take out this army of the Chinese guy. And that means that it is now going to go really in favor of the, he made the barracks as well, by the way, really advantage for Lord Imperialist. However, so far I believe that all the units that were made, all the cavalry units that were made by Calvis were coming from his barracks. That means that he still has the shipments available from his hometown, the 4 and 5 meteor hammers. At least one of the 2 he should have available. He's kind of evacuating here. I'm not sure why the villagers would go in there. Yeah, exactly, they go now on the other side. And he doesn't have much map control, of course. He only has this side of the map left because he doesn't have map control or a house here. So after this, Lord Imperialist is really able to push forward, and the thing that he traded over here really benefited him here over there because there was not much anti-cavalry left, of course, having used the 8 Chengdu shipment as well. So that was what I was saying. Trading like that for German and decreasing the anti-cavalry count is really, really good for Germany, I feel, in that case. There we have a 4th Iron Flail shipment, but is now going back, of course, because the Uhlans are easily capable of blocking these off and killing them quite fast. They're really nice versus skirmishes. You see here 22 damage times 1.5 with one area, but he really needs more before he can engage this German army. It's really a rough position for him, by the way. He has a new rocket now, but so many Uhlans out on the map, and another tower coming up there. Of course, he's running out of gold mines there. He ran out of gold mines there. Now they're also running out of gold mines there, so he only has this one available, and then he has to go even further towards Calvis. I don't like that Calvis pushes out right now. I would really like to wait in for another batch from his consulate or another batch from his army effect. This is really, really risky. I feel that the Uhlans can almost charge in now, but I mean, he would lose a lot of Uhlans, but he would completely kill off this whole army, and then he would have direct access to this left side of the map and thus to all the gold as well. You see, there's 1 gold mine available for Calvis, and he's now gonna get food over there, but he has already used a lot of houses. Of course, he lost the house there. Okay, now we have the 9 Black Rider shipment, and that is going to be really hard. 9 Black Riders, of course, functioning as Dragoon, can be targeted on this rocket as well. And the arquebusher should be focused on the Black Rider, which they are now doing so finally. The rocket doesn't get a shot off anymore. It's going to kill. The Chengdus here should be focused on the Uhlans, which is doing quite okay there. And the Iron Flails actually should be trying to go around to the skirmishes, and the Meteor Hammers should be blocking the Uhlans. But yeah, a Black Rider is so strong, so he is able to clean this up, and now he has access to this one, and that is looking very hard for him to deal with. He can hide in this village, of course, but that means no more gold income there, and also Lord Imperialist will be able to take this out, and that means that he will be able to take out the villages as well. More Uhlans coming in. Interesting that he didn't mix in any war wagons. But of course he didn't really need at this point. And now another raid coming in from that side. Let's see if he sees it. He's not paying attention there because he's microing all the villages. He's not seeing all these villages passing by. Okay, that is interesting. He's now gonna get some there, but he realizes this is a good game. And there we have it, a 1-1 so far. I think, to be honest, this all came down to a few things. I think Lord Michael did a pretty good job with microing his, Lord Imperialist did a good job with microing his skirmishes here from this side, but I felt that Calvis could have done a little bit better also with the focus fire of his Chengdus on the Uhlans. But in the end, he did a really good job. I'm being too hard on him there. What I would have liked to see is some of these meteor hammers blocking the Uhlans and some of these Iron Flails going to the back because they do so good for skirmishers and attacking the skirmishers there. Also, Lord Imperialist could have done a little bit better with his cavalry microing, like 3-4 Uhlans back versus a lot of musketeers and melee mode there. But I think what it really came down to here is Lord Imperialist going for the skirmisher Uhlan combination and Calvis not scouting it. I mean, he sent 8 skirmishers which would do nothing at all. If he would have shipped cavalry or Chengdus, he would have been better off in fighting this battle, because all the skirmishes that he made, Lord Imperialist had no war wagon, no anti-cavalry like Doppelsoldaten or whatever, so they did anything. So if he scouted better, he would have been able to use another shipment, and that would really been able to maybe change the tide here in this first battle, and not letting it steamroll from there with Lord Imperialist having the whole map and gather everywhere. I think that was the main mistake for Calvis in this matchup. As we went over a couple of times, scouting very important. So he could have improved a little bit on his scouting there. I see that Challe is online in Heroes as well, but they are supposed to play in half an hour, so I will for sure cast one more match, at least one more game at least between these guys here, and we probably have to break up in between. So I quickly will jump into this next game. It is going to be, I believe, the same matchup. I saw China and I think German as well. I believe on Siberia German has even a little bit of a more advantage than on Saguenay. German is very good, one of the best. Well, LordImperialist plays German very good, I was about to say. So Calvis is going to go for this again, and I would really like to see him scouting better, because if LordImperialist is going for the same thing here, then I would really hope that Calvis is going for either the Chengdo shipment or the cavalry shipment, or maybe even 9-month shoes. I didn't check his deck last game, but no 9-month shoes either. Manchus or whatever you pronounce it. Which of course deal very good damage versus Ulans with their low HP. So I hope he can change it up a little bit, but nothing changes in this matchup. It is Siberia, an even more defensive map. Of course distance is quite a lot as well. So I really expect kind of the same strategies from both. Of course China doesn't have the additional house here, but I really think that they both will go for a fast fortress again, and then of course fight from there with the third age units. LordImperialist goes for a market here, not an early trading post. That's an interesting decision. I would really like to see an early trading post if you start off with the additional wood crate. I believe he indeed gathered, got 200 wood in crates. No, he got 100 wood. Okay, then you might start with a market. It's too much to gather 200 wood, but you can gather 150 wood barely. Especially if you pick up like, oh, just a macaque. Okay. Anyway, because this will play out really similar, I feel I will take a quick be right back, because I need a refill of my drink. I will be right back and let you guys just wait here for a moment. Don't go anyway, of course, because I'm back very soon. Okay, I'm back. I still haven't eaten yet, so I will grab a few walnuts here. But, or whatever you call it in English. I believe walnuts not even the correct word. Some kind of nuts anyway, because I'm quite hungry. As I said before, this is gonna play out very similar, I feel, so I will save my voice for now for a little bit and keep an eye on what's going on and point it out to you and eat and drink a little bit. So, LordImperialist doesn't have 1k coin. I would really like that to see it in a German deck, especially versus China. I don't believe 5 Doppelsoldners make that much of a difference in this matchup, but 1k coin can definitely help out also to get, for example, the 13 Jaeger out or something like that. For the rest, it's a pretty standard deck. You see that he has the 9-month shoe in his deck, but he probably didn't get to do the 1k resource to gather it. I think he used the same deck last game, but I'm not entirely sure, of course. This is also looking more like a 4th age deck, as you see over here, similar to the one that as Nesjak brought up in the game versus Nagayumi. He doesn't have the arquebusier and Chengdo shipments in the 4th age, but he has all the pikemen and Chukanus, and of course he has the cavalry as well, and the 2 rockets and the old hand reforms, and then you can just stick to Chukanu pikemen and own everything from there. We saw that the 90 wood was picked up by Calvis, and also 40 and 50 wood, so 180 wood there, very nice, especially as China. Both are Asian now, and trading post coming up there for Lord Imperialist. Actually also for Calvis. He's bringing in his 2nd herd there. 3rd one is actually quite far, so it's a little bit unfortunate for him. I believe that Calvis heard from somewhere over here and from here, so his... Well, this one is still quite close, so it's pretty same. Pretty balanced map. So regarding mines though, we see that Lord Imperialist has only 1 in the back there, and the 3rd one there, and that's of course a little bit shit, unfortunate for him. Also, being German, it's even worse because you need more coin. And on the other hand, Lord Calvis here, 1 mine there, and 2 in the back, and 1 in front still. So a little bit of map advantage for Calvis there. So we saw 700 coin being shipped. That is of course for the Chinese guy to age up. A little bit of a raid coming in. 2 Ulans from the card and 5 being made from the stable. Just to delay the age up and probably kill a villager or 2 if he can. He will not get his villager and not get his villager either. Very good response and micro there by... well, actually the response not so much micro. By Calvis. And now shipping 700 wood. There are, of course, that's going to be for the consulate and the barracks. We all know that by now. And I assume that Lord Imperialist is going to age up himself rather soon also, but he's again shipping it 2 settler wagons. Of course, really good economy, but it will delay your age up a bit. And actually, because he ships it 2 settler wagons, and also because he probably might age up with the 6 skirmishers again, he gets quite a nice army out, but if the Chinese really kind of recognized the build that the Lord Imperialist was doing last game, he might be able to push out a little bit earlier this game because he knows that he will be ahead early on, by a little bit only. And if he, of course, scouts a little better, I really hope he's going to scout better and send the right shipment. Anyway, still trying to wait a little bit. We saw Minutemen being popped out here, the pikemen, kind of Minutemen for the Asian civilizations to deal with these Ulans. They are still on pretty good HP, so I'm not sure why the Imperialist is taking this damage. He doesn't have to at this point. And the first anti-cavalry army. We're gonna lose 1 villager there. Of course, the fact that he ships 2 settler wagons means he has a very good economy behind it. And also he's of course quite able to get the 1k coin in 1200 food for his age up by just gathering. And that means he will save his shipment, plus the additional shipment that he gets from his trading post for the 3rd age. That's of course nice as well. So Calvis aged up. That means he should not go into this, but just 4 Ulan. And he's now losing 2. And a few nice treasures still left on the map worth pointing out. 205 food over here. The XP of 475 food, sorry. XP is this one, 300 XP. Something really, for German especially, but and here the coin one, something that really one of them should go for, I believe. Especially now, I mean, take a look. If the Chinese get 1 or 2 shipments out so he can push out a little bit on the map, he can definitely go for this treasure and get a nice boost there. And of course, German guy with the mass uhlans and availability, I mean flexibility, mobility of his uhlans, can quickly go to the outsides of the map and take like these treasures with more ease. And now we see that he's pushing out again with the same thing. He made this one badge and musketeer card, of course.
Ich bin verwundet und kann mich nicht bewegen.
So again, 6 skirmish jump. He's not gonna lose the settler wagon. Or is he? No, he puts it in tower right on time. By the way, guys, if you want to have your town center fire, put in 2 villagers, not 2 settler wagons. He has these 2 settler wagons in from, of course, from running. But the thing is that settler wagons get much faster than villagers, but they both add additional, the same amount of damage to your town center fire. So always try to swap them, put some villagers in, and get these settler wagons. Sorry, get these settler wagons out. 9 uhlans shipment first, and upgrading the uhlans as well. What is he changing up? First of all, he is going for the more anti-cavalry army again. You see that he led his wonder for this anti-cavalry army. He has to be really careful. There's so many uhlans out. He goes so next to the stable. Oh wait, if he pops out 5 uhlans or maybe even another shipment here. Whoa, this is gonna be really really close. Put the musket melee mode. Come on, you did not do it last time. Do it now. Trying to micro his way versus this. Of course, the Keshiks are also like they're really focused on the uhlans there, and he's still pretty much able to deal with this. Because of course he had still a nice number of arquebusiers in the back, and the cavalry was blocking off the uhlans. But now we have the 8 uhlans shipment coming in. Actually, I would like to see him from a tower. It will be closer. Still some anti-cavalry here, and he's of course focus firing the skirmishes on the uhlans first, not on the skirmishes or so. Because you need to take out the biggest damage leader first, which is the uhlans, and he does so. Because the nuts are delicious, but also because there's a second stable coming up. So is he really going for this mass uhlan thing again? Last time, by the way, I went over this with the mouse, but he did ship the uhlan card. They were 256 HP instead of 228. This is a good time for the Chinese guy to, for example, take the food treasure, build another house here, because when you're pressuring, the opponent is of course using most of his army probably on to defend. So that's when you can oftentimes just get some more of the map back. I mean, why this house over there? There's only 1 deer left. I mean, put it like here, or there's already a house, put it like somewhere over there. So unlike the last game, LordImperialist was now under more pressure because Calvis changed it up a little bit. He went for a push earlier. I think that's a very good move of him. He now also shipped the Shengdos. He did ship the arquebusiers also. I think they were, I'm not sure if they were there at the first battle. Anyway, LordImperialist just now shipped his 8 skirmishers, and this is not something you should take. No, you should not engage this. Okay, the arquebusiers are blocked up by the uhlans, but why is he not moving his arquebusiers to the back? There's so much anti-cavalry here. He's gonna lose all his uhlans, and finally he must use melee mode, and this cavalry will deal with skirmishers, and that is probably gonna be game over there. Look at how he threw the uhlans just in all these Chengdos and all the... I'm not sure if he confused there, but there were so many Chengdos there. And yeah, losing his whole army now.
Ich bin verwundet und kann mich nicht bewegen.
And this is actually a good point for Calvis to keep pressuring, keep pushing in, because he knows that he just killed a lot of Udans. That means the Udan count is low and only a high Udan count is able to deal with this. So I would really like him to continue his push and keep pressuring on LordImperialist here. Maybe even go for a little bit of a raid with like 2 of these cavalry to the outsides of the base. Cam is unprotected there. Now he's microing his Udan a little bit back here, now he's versus the Chengdos. This is not something he can engage in. He will take out the rocket because it is poorly protected by Calvis, but I don't think it matters much. Okay, so there we have a good game. I was expecting a good game already, but any shipment that would come out of the town center or anything from his barracks, also from his stable, also means of course that Calvis would be able to deal with it right away. He has anti-cavalry, he has cavalry, and he has skirmishers there. Yeah, map was a little bit in favor of Calvis, but I think he changed it up a little bit with the earlier pressure. Was definitely a good thing. He mixed in a little bit more anti-cavalry as well, letting this semi-palace go for the anti-cavalry batches. I think that was the main thing that changed here. And then it comes down to the fact that LordImperialist goes for this kind of this BO. I'm not sure if it's the best BO against this. On the other hand, the BO was still okay, but he threw away so many Udans versus... I think actually, to be honest, the BO still looked okay. Though I prefer it a little bit different, but that's my personal opinion. But he threw away so many Udans here versus all the Chengdos that it was kind of over there because there's so many resources down the drain at that point.